Is there anything you guys would like to say? I know there's a lot that I want to say. But what I'm going to say probably is no different than what you guys are saying, what the media's saying. There's no difference here, folks. No intro today. Think we all know why. But anyway, welcome back, guys, to In Hindsight, episode 40 here. I know I've been pretty MIA the past week. I've had some things going on, some personal things. I haven't really been feeling all that great either. And so I just kind of wanted to just take a step back for a little bit. And if you guys saw my Facebook page, I did post about it. There was going to be no show last week. I just felt I needed to just kind of take a little break from this and just kind of get everything rejuvenated, get myself rejuvenated. And it's great to be back. We feel good. We're feeling good. It's great to be back here on the channel, folks. So thank you all for taking the time to listen to me pretty much go off, me talk, me rant, whatever it is. So hopefully you guys are enjoying your Mondays. I know yesterday you guys weren't really enjoying yesterday for all of us who are Steeler fans. What I'm feeling is probably exactly the same way you're feeling. There's a lot of disappointment, a lot of frustration, confusion, anger, annoyance coming out of yesterday's game. And yesterday, watching what we saw yesterday was the worst, not just loss, but the worst Steeler game I have watched in quite some time. I want to probably date that back to maybe the Jacksonville playoff game. Maybe the Philadelphia Eagles game, week 3 from 2016. It's been that long, folks. It's been that long. Yesterday was an absolute atrocity. Yesterday was an abomination. I was honestly embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. I'm honestly ashamed. Yesterday was solely all the shebang, the whole thing was squarely on the offense yesterday. The defense didn't have a good showing either, don't get me wrong. But when you don't have TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, no Tuitt still, no Alu, you're limited on backups on the D-line, I don't know what to tell you. When you have Jameer Jones starting at edge, I don't know what to tell you. So, the injuries on defense have been terrible the last 2 weeks. Joe Hayden was back, though. Devin Bush was back. Devin Bush was absolutely irrelevant yesterday. I don't know what the deal is with him. He hasn't been impressive at all. He hasn't lived up to being... His rookie year, he showed good things. He was out last year, and so I still want to give some time there. But he hasn't done anything so far in regards of warranting the kind of player that they traded up to get. Let's give him time, though. It's only week 3. But still, yesterday was awful. And what I saw yesterday, watching this game, I saw a offensive line that is worse than last year. I saw an offensive line that doesn't know what they're doing, that can't win any battles, that can't have any movement up front, that can't move anybody around, that can't create any gaps, that can't give the quarterback any time to throw the ball. I saw a quarterback who looks like he aged 7 years and 7 days. I saw a quarterback who just wasn't reading a defense. A quarterback who... I don't even know what to say here. A quarterback who made very inept decision-making, and nobody knows why. A quarterback who honestly seems kind of scared to get the ball down the field. I saw a running back yesterday who's trying to do everything he can, but can't do anything because he has nobody in front of him to create anything open for him to go through. I saw a lot of injuries yesterday. I saw a kicker who missed a chip shot of a field goal. I saw a defense that gave up at certain points in time of the game. I saw an offensive coordinator that has no idea what he's doing up in the box. Heck, I saw a team that is a disaster right now. That's what I saw yesterday. Like I said, what I'm saying is no different from what you guys are thinking, what you guys are saying, what everybody else is saying. This team's an absolute mess right now. They win week 1 in Buffalo. A great statement win. A great team win. Great start. They come home to the Raiders. No slouch on the Raiders. The Raiders are playing great football. Their defense is taking a leap. Offense is scoring points. No slouch on the Raiders. They lost the home opener. Whatever it is, what it is. You got to come back and bounce back. Here we are yesterday. Terrible performance. One of the worst Steeler games I've watched in recent time. And it just doesn't seem like they care. It doesn't seem like anything's going to change. The Steelers are so stubborn in their own ways so many times. Sometimes they wait till the last minute to make changes, and it's too late. It's too late. If it was me after that game, I would be giving a call to Mitchell Schwartz. I would be giving a call to some offensive lineman on the street right now, asking him to come in and do a workout and possibly sign a contract. I would be calling teams to go make a move for an offensive lineman. This is terrible, folks. This is terrible. This offensive line is worse than what it was last year. It's worse than what it was last year. A lot of penalty kills yesterday from the offensive line. I'm pretty sure every offensive lineman had a penalty of their own. It was just terrible. It was just terrible. And you know what? I've learned over the years to not let these kind of things ruin my day. Like, after they lost, I honestly just continued on with my day. There's nothing I can do about it. It's out of my control. I've learned to not let these things affect me and not really get to me emotionally after the game, or let it, like, you know, whenever your team loses, your day's ruined, you have no motivation to watch football. I've been there before. But I've learned to get better at that and to not let that ruin my day. I honestly, once that game was over, I laid on the couch and I watched the rest of the football games. I watched the rest of the football games. What am I supposed to do? What can I do? Nothing. Nothing. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing you can do. This is nothing we can do about it. So I don't let it ruin my day. I don't let it, make me mad. I mean, I get pissed, but like, I don't let it sit with me the whole day. You know, I don't think about it the rest of the day. I don't. But yesterday was just terrible, man, on all aspects of offense, man. It was just the Steelers, another very slow start to the game. They didn't score a touchdown till close to the second half, and then the Bengals scored a touchdown before the half. James Pierre just dusted by Jamar Chase. There was a really terrible roughing the passer call on Melvin Ingram that helped them in that drive as well. So who knows if they never would have called that, if they would have scored or not, who knows. But they would have lost the game anyway. The way we're seeing the Steelers right now, it's only week 3, and I never really say this, but it's panic mode right now. You know why it's panic mode? This is why it's panic mode. Because this team is single-handedly getting worse by the week. Because this offense is single-handedly getting worse. This offense isn't having any kind of growth, no kind of production. It's honestly the same thing we saw toward the end of last year. Really the offense we saw in general last year, but toward the end of last year. Short passes, nothing down the field, not stretching the field, not wanting to hit the middle of the fields, no run game going, no protection, no run blocking. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. And, you know, the Steelers tried to retool the O-line by bringing in Trey Turner. Okay. Kevin Dotson, full-time. He had a great year last year, but he's been awful. Kenja Green, he's kind of been up and down, but he's a rookie. Dan Moore, left tackle, he's a 4th-round rookie. What do you expect? What do you expect? This is why you got to go out and get somebody. Zach Banner's supposed to come back this week. We'll see if that helps at all. But it's just, this is why it's panic mode, folks. The Steelers should have won at least one of these 2 home games, sitting at 2-1. They're sitting at 1-2, bottom of the division. It's only week 3, so I'm not freaking crying about it or freaking out about it. It's not usually what I do. But in this case with the team, it's honestly a panic situation because we're just seeing a deteriorating offense. We're seeing a quarterback who just can't move around. We see, Big Ben, he's just, I love Big Ben. Listen, Big Ben's my all-time favorite football player, probably my all-time favorite athlete. I love him with all my heart. I'm grateful and appreciative of what he has single-handedly done for this team, this organization. And I feel like there's a lot of Steeler fans out there that don't really appreciate that. And that have taken that for granted. And it's sad to see. It's sad to see because Father Time is undefeated, man. And when it's your time, it's your time. And I was very confident in Big Ben having a bounce-back year this year. And it's not to say that he can't still have a good season. He hasn't been off to a good start. But it's not to say that things can't turn around or anything like that. I'm not saying that won't happen. But it's sad to see. It's sad. It's sad. And how it's looking right now, it's just looking like he just doesn't have it, man. He just doesn't have it. And at this rate, Big Ben's banged up, man. At this rate, with this offensive line, with the amount of hits he's taken so far at 39, it's not going to be at a point where they bench this guy. It's going to be at a point where he's going to get hurt. And he's going to miss X amount of time this year. So if you're Art Rooney, if you're Kevin Colbert, if you're Mike Tomlin, is that what you want to happen? Then go make a move. Sick of it. Go make a move. Stop sitting there. Oh, we'll wait. We have confidence in these guys. No, your guy's 39. Go make a move. Go do something. It's not working. Freak out of here. Pisses me off that this offensive line can't even give the man more than 2 seconds to get rid of the ball. Big Ben has had his problems so far this year. Absolutely, like I said. But it's not all on him. If Big Ben had a decent offensive line, imagine what he would be able to do. Imagine what Najee Harris would be able to do. You know how much that would make Big Ben effective? I said this before the year. You get Najee Harris going, you get a running game revamped. That's going to make Big Ben that much better. But they haven't been able to do that. And since you haven't been able to do that, now you have the man throwing 50-some passes again, just like last season. Make a move, figure it out. They should have been on the phone right after that game, calling up somebody. Will it happen? No. No. And you know what? If it ever happens, it's going to happen when it's too late. It's going to happen when it's too late. When Big Ben's injured, he's out for X amount of weeks, that's when it's going to happen. This is what they do. This is what they do. Enough's enough. Chuck's Okorafor, he's ass. He's awful. He got hurt yesterday. Hope he's good, but he's terrible. He's terrible. There's been no growth from him over the years. We'll see what Zach Banner does. It's ridiculous. I told you I'd be ranting a little bit. And like I said, it's not that I'm not even letting this bother me. But it just makes me mad just seeing just how bad these guys are protecting their quarterback. I don't think I've seen an offensive line this bad in a long, long time. They can't do anything for anybody. Things got to change, man. Things got to change. You got to target the middle of the field. You got to get the ball down the field. Honestly, teams are playing you up front, man. Look what Chase Claypool said yesterday or today. Look, just talking about how the defenses are playing them. We expect these receivers to freaking do. You got to stretch the field. You got to take shots down the field. You have to. You have to. Stop with the checkdowns. Stop with the short passes. We've seen it last year. Enough's enough. There was one point in time toward the end of the game yesterday. It was 4th down. You had to get the ball in the end zone. 4th and 10. What do the Steelers do? They throw a little 2-yard pass to Najee Harris. That's your 4th down call. You know, I'm not going to put all the blame on Matt Canada. I mean, there's a lot of issues with this team right now, from injuries to bad play calling to offensive line to quarterback play to drops from wide receivers. It's all around. I'm not going to put all the blame on Matt Canada because I just don't think Big Ben's the type of quarterback that he excels with. But then it's just at that point, why even bring in Matt Canada then? Why even bring in a guy like Matt Canada who isn't very, acclimated with the type of quarterback Big Ben is? It's not really the type of quarterbacks that he uses, right? It's not really a part of his system. So I don't understand why you would even hire him at that point. But what do I know? Yeah, it was just not good yesterday, folks. And I feel like, I don't know. Hopefully they can get healthy this week and get a lot of key guys back on defense. Because that's what this team is. This team is a defensive team. And all they need is average play from the offense. That's all they need to be a successful team. But they're not even getting that. They're getting piss poor play from the offense. Najee Harris can only do so much. Listen to this. Najee Harris, the most rushing yards he's run for so far this year has been like 45, 46 yards. Didn't hit that yesterday. 14 carries for 14 carries for 40 yards yesterday. Najee Harris had 14 catches for 102 yards yesterday, and he's a running back. 14 catches. Let it sink in, folks. Let that sink in. That's all you need to know about the Steelers offense right now. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. Najee Harris is a beast, man. Najee Harris, there's no doubt in my mind Najee Harris is going to be a very good running back in this league. But when your running back has 14 catches, what's that tell you about the state of your offense? Will things get figured out? I don't know. But what needs to happen coming out of this week, going into Green Bay, the Steelers can win this game. Is it going to happen? Most likely not. But getting healthier on defense, we'll see what Zach Banner does. He's supposed to be back. If they can win this game in Green Bay, it could definitely be a good turning point for the team and what the team needs. But the big thing is the offensive line. Big Ben has had his own problems. Poor reading, poor decision-making, lack of mobility, not getting the ball down the field. When there's opportunities there, it doesn't happen. Poor accuracy. Big Ben is at fault, but it's not all his fault either. If the offensive line could create gaps for Najee Harris, and you could have a balanced offense and get Najee Harris actually running the ball, that's going to help Big Ben's life. That's going to help Big Ben be better. But that hasn't happened yet. If you can give Big Ben a little extra time in the pocket to make some plays, that's going to make things much better. But it hasn't been able to happen yet. Will it happen? Who knows? But things really need to change. And the team really cannot be waiting till the last minute to make those changes before it gets too late. This is going to be a long season, folks. There's going to be a long season. There's going to be some highs. There's going to be a lot of lows. There's going to be a lot of frustration. There's going to be happiness. There's going to be joy. This is the way it is as a Steeler fan. But you know what? The Steelers are arguably the greatest franchise in NFL history. The Steelers have been such a stable and successful team over the last 20 years in particular. And this is the way it goes, folks. This is the way it goes. And who knows what's going to happen? It's only week 3. It's only the third game out of 17. But they got to figure things out a lot sooner than later. And they got to make decisions. And they got to make moves before it gets too late. Real quick, just going over the game yesterday. Let me go over the team stats. Time of possession. The Steelers won this time possession battle 35-25. 21 first downs to 12. Total yards 342 to 268. Passing yards. Big Ben had like 318 passing yards to Joe Burrow's 172. 45 rushing yards, 96. Teams both had 10 penalties. So really when you look at it, the Steelers from time of possession to passing yards, to first downs, things like that, they were more successful than the Bengals. But the thing is, the Bengals were poised. The Bengals executed when they needed to on offense. And that's the difference right there. The Steelers could take all the time in the world on offense, but the thing is, it didn't get them anywhere. It didn't result in any points. The Bengals, though the Steelers beat them 10 minutes of time of possession, though the Steelers had them beat in total yards, pretty much doubled in passing yards or whatever, it doesn't matter. The Bengals executed when they needed to. Joe Burrow made big throws. Big plays happened. And that's what needed to be done. And the Bengals were able to do that in that amount of time. And the Steelers, as much time as they've had on offense, nothing ever came out of it. It's a waste of time. Bengals box score here. Joe Burrow, 14 for 18, only threw 18 passes. That's all he needed to do. 3 touchdowns, 1 pick early on. Terrell Edmonds had that in the first quarter. Go figure, the offense couldn't capitalize on it. 172 passing yards. Joe Mixon, 18 for 90 yards rushing. Jamar Chase, 4 for 65 with 2 TDs. Tyler Boyd had a touchdown as well. Mike Hilton made his return, which was kind of cool to see. But Mike Hilton's kind of been pretty vocal on social media and his conferences lately about talking about the Steelers and not feeling valued. I don't really understand that. They're the ones that gave you a chance and opportunity as an undrafted rookie. Big Ben, 38 for 58. Can't be doing that. Can't be throwing 58 freaking passes. 318 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Najee Harris, 14 for 40. Najee Harris, 14 catches, 102 yards. Chase Claypool, 9 for 96. Ray McCloud, 3 for 33. Now, Juju Smith-Schuster also got hurt in the third quarter of this game. James Washington had 3 for 20. There was no Deontay Johnson this game. Cody White was in there. So injuries have been a huge mess for this team as well. They got to get healthy. Again, it's only the third game. If they can get healthy, that will obviously benefit on both sides of the ball. But as I just mentioned, things got to change big time on offense, bro. No sacks at all. It honestly ended like the 76 game sack, 76 continual game with a sack for this team. Didn't happen. Edmonds had a pick. That was really about it. Not much pressure. Boswell missed a field goal. Yeah. So that's pretty much the stat sheet at the end of the day. But, you know, folks, what I'm saying is nothing different. What I'm saying is nothing different from what anybody else is saying. And for this team to be successful moving forward, you got to get healthy. We know that. You got to get healthy. Especially defense, because that's the team. Offensively, you got to execute better. You have to. You can't be scared to get the ball down the flipping field, man. You can't be scared to target the middle of the field. And Big Ben, he can only take so many hits at this point. You got to protect him better. You got to get more gaps for Najee Harris to run in and get a balanced offense. And if you can do that, that will make Big Ben's life easier. That will help the offense be more productive. You got to let that happen. Will it? I don't know, but it's got to start this week against Green Bay. That's all I'm going to say, folks. That is your Steelers and Bengals review. I didn't really necessarily go break down quarter by quarter this game. There's really no reason to. I pretty much just talked about, as you all know, whatever needed to be said. So that's going to wrap it up here, guys. This is episode 40 of In Hindsight. It's good to be back. It's good to be back on this channel. We will be back here. If we're not back here tomorrow, we'll probably be back here Wednesday maybe. I don't know. I'm actually working kind of late Tuesday, so there might not be a show tomorrow, folks. Like I said, Fridays and Saturdays, Mondays, Tuesdays are the show, but sometimes things get in the way, and I might have to readjust certain things. So if we're not back here tomorrow, we'll obviously probably just be back. Well, that's the thing. I'm going out of town. And heads up, folks. Heads up. This is a busy month for me. I'm be traveling a lot. I'm going out of town a lot. So I'm just really going to be making the most I can out of the content I can make. So if we're not back here Tuesday, we will be back here one day before Friday, talking about everything going into, we might be back Thursday. I really don't know. Regardless, we will be back before Friday, whether it's tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm not sure. It honestly depends. I might just have to shift a date here or there. It's just the way it goes, folks. Appreciate the understanding. But we will be back before Friday, and we'll be talking about everything as well going on in this week, going into Thursday Night Football, everything else going on across sports, things like that, because we got baseball playoffs coming up. Hockey's going to be starting soon, which honestly I'm not even looking forward to right now. All that kind of stuff, college, the whole shebang. So, but that's In Hindsight, episode 40, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you all for listening. I'm sure I share the same exact thoughts as you do, the same frustrations as you guys do. So, anyway, enjoy your guys' Monday. Enjoy your week, guys. We will see you back here before Friday. And just a heads up, there's not going to be a show this weekend because I'm going to be gone, but we'll be back here the following week, that Monday. But expect content before Friday. We won't be here this weekend, but we'll be back Monday, obviously. So thank you all so much for the support. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, guys, if you guys would like to. I appreciate it. Just helps grow the channel more, and let's just keep growing this thing, trying to keep reaching more people, man. So one day at a time, 1 week at a time, that's what we're doing here on this channel, and I'm looking forward to just continuing to grow this thing. So let's keep doing it. Thank you all so much. We'll see you sometime this week for episode 41 of IHS. We'll see you then. Take care.